Welcome back, everyone, to Coffee Unlimited with J and D. We are kicking off season 2 of this podcast, and I'm with my really good friend Danielle. We've been in this together for at least a full season now, and we are so excited to be back with you all and maybe even try some new things with our podcast this year. So stay tuned on that. But as I mentioned, it is season 2. It's the beginning of January. And really, the interesting thing is what we want to talk about today is this notion of the new year and what society and marketing tells us this time of year should be. We are kicking off a new season, mostly just because we wanted to take time off during the holidays. So we were taking this extended, 3 weeks off of recording. So it was a logical time to start a new season. And it coincided with the start of a new calendar year. But what society and marketing will tell us is, all right, everyone, January 1st, time to reinvent yourself for this year, rebrand yourself, glow up, make this the best year ever. And I was talking with Danielle about how, as I've gotten older, I've realized how silly this notion of January 1, New Year's resolution, change all of your habits and become someone completely different. How this notion of that is so ridiculous and so silly. So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about my new approach that I've deemed half-assing the new year. I've stepped into a half-assed new year, and Danielle liked that mentality. So we're going to talk about what does that mean. I mean, we're joking. I joke when I say half-assing the new year, but what do I mean by that? What does it look like for me? And I'm really curious to hear how Danielle approaches this time of year. And so that's what we're talking about. So, Danielle, when you heard me talk for the first time, because you read my newsletter that I wrote about this, about half-assing the new year, when you read that, you seemed to be immediately drawn to it. And I'm curious what drew your attention to this notion of half-assing the new year.
I loved that newsletter and the title, Half-Assing Your New Year. And when I think about all the propaganda of New Year, New You, glow up, all this stuff, there's so much pressure. I was feeling that pressure like, oh my goodness, I have to have everything perfect. I need to wake up on January 1st and be this new and improved version of myself. It's like Mama D 2.0. And actually, I woke up tired because I stayed up on New Year's Eve, not watching the ball or Anderson Cooper, Andy times two doing their thing, but because the girls and I were watching Stranger Things till 11:45. And I'm like, I'm tired. Then I went to yoga in
Yeah.
the morning. I'm like, this New Year's is not starting off like glow up. It did not feel like glow up. And so when I read your newsletter, it was this relief of let's just pull back the pressure on New Year, New You mentality. And
Mhm.
for me, when you talk about like this January being, I mean, in your newsletter too, especially here in the Northern Hemisphere, we're in winter. So
Mhm.
it's not like if we look to the animals, it's all like they're all out and it's they're in their hibernation mode. And that's kind of the time for nature. Winter is this sort of reset, restore, sleep more, just really take care of yourself. And so I think for both of us, and I'll just speak for me right now, it's really not about setting all these goals, but just kind of maintaining a healthy baseline.
Mm.
That's what I'm working on right now.
I like that. And I really appreciate how you're always taking things back to nature because nature can really be a model, or at least the inspiration of maybe how we should be living our lives, because the natural world seems to be doing pretty well on its own. And when I do think about when I look outside and whether it's the plants or the animals, what they're doing this time of year when it's dark for much of the day, it's cold, it's rainy, windy, again, here in the Northern Hemisphere, especially here in the Pacific Northwest. Those animals are not reinventing themselves right now. They're not thinking about their glow up. And I know I'm joking about the topic, but yeah, they're hibernating. They're going within. And that's what my body naturally wants to do right now. And I feel like when I spend time leading up to the New Year's in this mindset that I'm going to hit the gym on January 1, I'm going to start my day with a green smoothie, I'm going to do all these things to make myself better. When I think about how I used to do that, it was going so against what I naturally wanted to do. Like truly, like it was kind of the last thing I wanted to do. And it was such a slog to get myself motivated to want to change my habits.
Hmm.
Because and when you say it's more about maintaining and you used another word too, that totally clicked with me. That made sense because that is what I feel like doing. Just keep steady with what I'm doing right now. For me, hibernating is kind of reading. Like I correlate hibernation to reading and going within and getting quiet and reading a lot. And thankfully, I have received quite a few books from people over the holidays. So I've been reading some new books, new genres, but also revisiting some classics and some spiritual texts. And so I'm inundating myself right now with all of this uh, information or wisdom, but also all of this kind of alternate reality too. Like I'm reading about, fairies and things like that. And so I kind of like spending time in this other world for a little bit and then getting through January, February, and then when March hits and the weather's changing and the natural world is also changing and starting to spring up and bloom, then even myself and my own body and my mind is ready to think about goal setting and think about how do I want to live my life more intentionally. That is the time when I'm actually able to do that and motivated to do that just in a natural sense. Yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, who wants to drink a green smoothie in the dead of winter? Like a green smoothie is for spring and summer. It's
This is
not for
so
like
true.
autumn, fall, winter,
No.
right? Like we
Mm-mm.
want our hearty soups. I mean, tonight I'm making spaghetti and meatballs, like
I love
warm
it.
foods. And yeah, like you, I mean, the reading, it's such a alone time activity. And I think that's
Hmm.
what a lot of us need is some of that alone time to just restore ourselves and
Hmm.
not be, so extroverted and putting a lot of that energy outward. We need more of that energy coming back to ourselves.
Yeah. I recently logged back into YouTube. I go through these phases where I'll watch a lot of YouTube videos because I follow a lot of people that just really inspire me and I
Mhm.
really like to learn from them. But for the past couple months, I hadn't watched any YouTube videos, but I logged in last week. And because of the time of year, all of these people I follow had all of their back, 2026 content, and that's really where I saw this glowing up and rebranding yourself and all that. And I do want to say, like, those types of aspirations and tips and all those things, they're not inherently bad. Like, I'm not saying that people shouldn't want to glow up or shouldn't want to live healthier. All I'm saying is it doesn't have to be right now. It doesn't have to be in January. And the change of the calendar year is really an arbitrary thing that people
Mhm.
invented. So rather than following these kind of made up timelines and dates and calendars, just follow the natural world, follow the seasons. So what I'm going to do is save those videos and archive them because it's good content. It's gold content of how I'm going to glow up and set new habits. But I'm going to save them for March. And when spring break comes for the kids, because we get 2 weeks of spring break off here in Canada, when I have 2 weeks of no school drop-offs and pickups and no after-school activities, I'm going to watch all those videos. I'm going to take notes. And then that's when I'm going to join a gym, a new gym or a new activity. And I'm going to get a new blender and,
A
and I'm
new
going to go to
blender.
Costco and buy a whole bunch of celery. And
Right.
like that's when I'm going to do it. I'm going to save all that content because it is good content. And I'm not
Yeah,
saying that you shouldn't be aspiring to be your best self. I just want people to realize that even though the world might be telling you you should be doing things right now and reinventing yourself right now, I'm just offering up the notion that it doesn't have to be now.
I love that. I mean, right now it's about buying pajamas, slippers, and robes. And I just got a great robe at Costco a few weeks
Did
ago.
you?
Yeah, white fleece. The girls and I, we have three
Wow.
just like
Matching?
extra large too. We bought extra large because we're like, we just want to feel held. That's the feeling. It's not the
Oh.
blender. No, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the
Mm-mm,
cozy
mm-mm.
slippers and upgrade your PJs.
I love that you're a robe person. I remember when I stayed at your house, you had a robe on my bed that I could use. I
Oh,
love that. Have you always worn a robe?
oh yes. Always a rope. I mean, this is a funny story. This is one time when I was in Whistler with your husband Carl on a brand
Uh-huh.
offsite or something. Oh no, it
Yeah.
was the
Yeah.
Ambassador Summit. And
Okay. Yeah.
I'm just known to be in my robe. And when people would like have their parties, these company parties, I would go to the steam room. I'd be like, oh, good. Because I need that alone time. There's so much energy going out that I'm like, I can't be with
Hmm.
200 people right now. I want to go to the
Hmm.
steam room. So I'm like in there, I lose track of time. The dinner has already started, all this. And so I'm just walking back from the spa to the elevator in my robe. And then Carl and I thought, oh no, I'm passing by the area where the 200 ambassadors are and the brand team. And there's Carl on the microphone introducing
On
something. And
stage.
he's on stage and he sees me and he's like, oh, and there's Danielle. She's just, in her robe, I guess. Like everybody's dressed up. And I thought, oh no, okay, now I have to say hi. So I just go in and I spent the whole night at that party in my robe. And so many people, there were all these women dressed up, makeup, all this. And there I was, like no makeup, of course, bathrobe, slippers. So many of them said, I wish that was my outfit right now. I just want to
Hmm.
get the hell out of this whole thing and just be in my slippers and my robe. So yes. Anytime and I was like, this is the best decision. I'm so happy. I didn't have to go up because I had planned to go up, put my makeup on, put on something presentable. And I was like, fuck it. I'm just gonna,
You stayed in your robe that whole night.
thanks to
That is
Carl.
the thanks to Carl for drawing all the attention and 200 sets of eyes on you.
Yes.
That is honestly the most Danielle story I've ever heard. Like that is such a that's such a typical Danielle story. That here is this nice event
Yes.
in
I'm like,
Whistler.
let me spend minimal time there.
Yeah. And there you are walking across in your robe, but then you get called out and
Yeah.
then you stay the whole night in your robe. That is such a Danielle move. And I love it because you're so authentically and unapologetically you that I'm sure was inspiring to a lot of people. Like you said, they wish that they could be in their robes.
It's all about comfort. And I think that's
It
what we're
is.
trying to say this January. It doesn't need
Mm,
to be about get to the gym, run a marathon, all this kind of stuff, but like be comfortable. Follow
mm.
nature, follow your nature.
Because you know what? The best glow up is being your authentic self, like being true to who you are. That is literally the best glow up that you can do for yourself anyway,
I love
right?
it. That's right.
I know.
Let's wear a
Okay, so that's
robes.
let's, I don't have a robe. So I
What?
do not own a robe. I've never owned a robe. Actually, you know what? I think I did own a robe. I think I bought myself a robe for Christmas probably 8 years ago. And then I never wore it. So then I donated it.
Oh my
Um,
gosh, Janelle, you got to go to
but
Costco.
well, yeah, I was just there yesterday. I went to Costco yesterday. I
Me
love
too.
Costco.
I know it's my favorite store.
Hey, we were both at Costco. Um, I love the notion of wearing a robe. I just, for some reason, I've just never been the person that has a robe, but I like the idea of it. It sounds great. It
Well,
sounds really
so
great.
when you wake up, do you just put your clothes on right away?
Yeah.
Oh
Well, I
my
mean,
gosh.
I mean, I sleep in like sweatpants and a t-shirt. So I'm kind of
Oh,
already dressed.
nice.
I go multiple days of just wearing the same thing to bed and throughout the whole day. I don't really have a need to quote unquote change. I wake up dressed and ready to go. So this is honest to God truth. So yeah, I don't have this kind of routine, but I do like the idea. Maybe that's going to be my new year, new you in March. Maybe I'll have this new night routine and morning routine, and maybe a robe will be involved because
Oh,
I
I
really
love
like that
it.
idea because I like the idea of being in a robe with my coffee mug,
Oh
you
yeah.
know?
I that's like my favorite outfit.
I
Pajamas
like
and
to
a
put the
robe.
Today Show on and watch a little bit of the Today Show. It's like just
Yeah.
enough news, but not too heavy, and then it goes into just like makeup tips, and
Yeah.
they'll have a guest on. So yeah, very low key.
I mean, and then to top
Mm.
it off, it's like the apron. So then I like to put the apron on top.
I don't know if you how I don't know if you've answered my question. Where did you get the Starbucks apron? You have a Starbucks
Oh,
apron.
right, right. So Scott used to work for Starbucks at their headquarters.
Oh,
And so he was
and
giving
employees get
everything.
aprons?
Yeah.
That's
Well,
cool.
at Start, I mean, I don't know if it's still like this, but the office employees would need to do store shifts just to learn about the
Okay.
product.
Be a
And of course,
barista.
well, no, not a barista because they would just, I'm
Mm,
sure, make an absolute mess
mess up.
out of things,
Yeah.
annoy all the store employees. But so Scott would be the one where he would just be handing out samples. So he would just be like on
Oh,
the street handing out samples. Yeah, in an
I'd be so
apron,
good at that. Yeah, I love
right?
that. Well, it's the cutest apron. I really love it. I have been loving your content, by the way, on Instagram. It's
Oh,
been
thank
so
you.
great. You've been cooking, you've had Spike, your dog, with you a lot, and then just like your little dancing you were doing the other day. Oh my gosh, so good, so good. I appreciate you. You are always authentically you, so you don't need a glow up, Danielle,
Well,
because you are
Janelle,
always you.
I mean, right back at you. You are always
Oh.
you too. And so I think that's one of the reasons why we get along so well is that we're both just authentically us. And I'm thinking, how about before the spring equinox, we do
Mhm.
our vision board? Maybe we do a vision board together on this call,
Yes.
right? We
Yes.
can lead
We'll
people through that.
walk through the
Yeah.
process of how we go about it. I'm curious how you go about it. And I would love to share that. That's a great idea.
Yeah, a little fun activity.
It's a date.
Well, if you've been listening all the way to this, congratulations.
You made it.
You made it. Go get yourself a robe. Go get yourself some pajamas, or be like Janelle and just wear your sweatpants to bed and stay in them throughout the day. But bottom line is let's choose comfort. We don't need to be following this propaganda of new year, new you if it's going against how you're actually feeling.
Mhm.
And so I just really appreciate, Janelle, you bringing in half-assing the new year. Let's half-ass the new year. Cheers to that. We'll do our vision boards in March. We'll
Mhm.
align with nature and So happy to have had this conversation. Subscribe or unsubscribe. Yeah, that was the thing I was thinking. Like, what are we saying now?
What do we say?
Oh, yeah,
It's been so long since we've done this.
I know. Well, we'll see you all next week. Thanks, Janelle.
Bye.
Bye.